That's the second coat of primer and looking a lot better. Got a few runs in it, but that'll come out. Finally got this little bracket made. It's got an M6 riv nut in there. Now this is going to be for the other door. It's a little bit primitively made, but that holds the bar for the window regulator. On the other door it looks like it may have been removed or destroyed as they put a lower repair piece in. I am actually out of primer. I've got another batch coming later on today. I've actually got 10 litres of primer. That's for the bus as well. I've got 5 litres of base coat, the Zenith Blue, coming. And I've also got some paint trestles to put the body panels on, get them started. Got a little bit more sanding to do. I actually put some filler in that body line there. It was a little bit pitted and I could do a little bit more smoothing out. I've got a very slight indentation there on the dash and I can't get to it from the rear, but I don't know, shall I leave it for character or fill it? But today is just way too cold to paint anything. It's only 7 degrees. Definitely not ideal, but I've been spraying this primer down in an outside temperature of 12 degrees, so I really should get a thermometer in here just so I know what I'm dealing with. Ideally you want to be spraying apparently in about 20 degrees, and I'm definitely going to wait for that until I do the next coats. So I've been pondering for a while now, and I'm thinking that if I want to do a real good spray job, or the best that I can do, I'd be happier if I got this pan rolled out from underneath the body. Now I want to do underneath the heater channels, I want to do underneath the rear luggage area, I want to do it real good. So I've got the jack stands underneath each heater channel, jacking up the rear. Now the rear's not a problem because that's all clearance now, I can roll that straight out. But when it comes to the front, it's a different story. So I've dug my dolly out. Now I've used this on a few different occasions on both the bug and the bus. Now I'm thinking of getting that underneath the frame head and then removing the entire front beam.
What?
Now what that will allow me to do is eliminate that and clearance, so I can just roll the pan out. I mean, I've got the spindles, the discs, the tyres all in the way, and they won't clear the jack stands or anything else unless it's off. So the only problem is, if I take the beam off, where am I going to put it?
Strength of the bear! The bear! The bear! The bear!
Not entirely sure about that idea now, because I've got a lot more room to get up underneath there than I thought, now that I've jacked that rear up a little bit more. So I'm going to scrap that whole beam and dolly idea. I've got it up high enough now for me to do a much better job when it comes to doing the undercoat and the base coat. Now I can get right up underneath that nose cone, more so than I could before, and I can probably move that pan back and forth about a foot. So that is going to allow me to get right up underneath that luggage area also. And the other thing being is that I can now tidy up the holes on the pan, and I can also get the gasket down and fastened properly. I've now got the array of panels stuffed up here in the bus, awaiting their turn. So while I'm waiting for the next batch of primer to come in, getting a little bit carried away with these inner arches, trying to get every single little blemish out. I won't get all of them, but I'll have a good try. This really is obsessive, but I mean, I was watching this paint guy the other day on YouTube, can't remember his name now, but he's right. I mean, sort it out now or forever hold your peace. I mean, once you've painted it and you see a blemish or whatnot, you've got to live with that, yeah? Just paying some attention to some areas right on the wing line. I'm not too sure if they will be, that one's definitely going to be visible above the wing. So it's a slightly shallow. So I'm going to put some epoxy filler just in these little bits here. Very small pieces. And the paint turned up. That weren't cheap. I know it looks like I've got lumps of chewing gum stuck all over it, but it really is good stuff. So I'm going to sand that down. It's gone off now. And hopefully it warms up a couple of degrees where I can just get these areas coated with a little bit of primer. And I did feel that indentation in the dash, because no matter how much primer I put on it, it was still showing a dark spot where it had been dinged in. That's how big the dent was. All those small pieces are now sanded down, and I've tied the sheet down, and I've also weighted it down with various hammers along the way, because it does have a tendency of blowing up with the vacuum of the gun. And what I'll do is, I'm not going to do a full coat of primer, it's just in the small bits that need doing. So I'll set my gun up and I'll just blow these in with a little bit of a primer coat. So I've managed to get all the blemishes out that I wanted to. I had one right in the corner there, and obviously that whole lip. But I've created one on that wing edge, what I was trying to get out. It's a little bit ropey at the moment. There's a lot of paint on there. I purposely sprayed a lot of paint on there to try and even it out. But I will get it. I will get it. That's actually the worst one I've had so far, but I'll sand that out. I'm thinking once this paint's dry, I'm going to have to get all this plastic down, because it's got a lot of disintegration going on. Getting little bits of plastic falling down. At least I've managed to get right up underneath that luggage area now. Yeah, it's definitely looking better. Once that's got an undercoat and the 2 coats of base coat, you won't even know it's there. Just got a little run under that dash there. That's the last thing that gets sanded. This is my first time doing anything like this on a car, so let me just go over a few things at this stage, just in case I've missed anything. So I've been using a fast mover LVLP spray gun, and currently with a 1.3 tip. I have a water trap on the end of the gun there. I've had one occasion so far where I've had a minute speck of water onto the actual primer surface. So I will be putting one in line. I've got one just to install it yet. You can see my attempts of trying to dial the gun in for the ideal spray pattern, and I think I've got it on that one. So let me show you the product I'm using. It's by Paintman here in the UK. So as you've seen, I've done 2 coats of primer. This is the synthetic primer. Now that's going to be followed with an undercoat. Now the primer actually contains a rust inhibiting element that fills pores in the bare metal. Now the undercoat is apparently constructed from a finer material, and that will hopefully create a smooth finish and give a real good high building quality for the base coat to stick. So after the 2 coats of primer and an undercoat, then comes the base coat. It's a 1K synthetic enamel again in the Zenith blue. Now the only thing I don't know what to do really is whether or not I should, at the end of the day, clear coat it once I'm done. I want to keep that old school looking pastely type paint job going. The last time I did put a clear coat on was in the engine bay of the bus. I used the Lotus white paint, and then I went in with the clear, and it gave that yellow tinge to it. Now it does say that it does that on the website of Paint Man, but it looked tobacco stained, and I literally took it off as soon as I could and just left it with the coach enamel. On the next one then, I'll be applying the undercoat, and let me know in the comments below what you think about the whole clear coat situation, whether or not I should apply that. And it'd be great if someone from Paint Man could comment. That'd be a real help to me and maybe someone else in the future. But until the next time, make it better than it was, and I'll see you on the next one.